No, 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 no. Yo, this is your boy Seafood That Guy coming to you live. And man, One Piece chapter 1107 is out. And this man, Oda, decided to outdo the Super Bowl by dropping not only episode 1093, but this bad boy chapter right here. And we're about to get into it, but before we get started, if you're new here, make sure you help your boy out. Drop a like on the video, and of course, subscribe, guys. We are on our way to 600 subscribers on this channel, and I let y'all know before, once we get to 1,000, I'm going to reveal my face and we'll really get this party started. So, if you don't mind, make sure you guys definitely subscribe. Hit the notification bell because we will be dropping videos on here on a regular basis. And you already know the catchphrase. Let's get straight into it.
Hey, listen!
So, this crazy chapter picks up with the giant pirates making landfall on Egghead Island. Yo, they're ransacking the place, and the Marines have absolutely no idea what to do. They're firing cannons at them, but it makes no difference, right? They're giants. And it turns out even Oimo and Kashi are here. Those two giants formerly that we saw at Eni's lobby, yeah, they're here as well. They rejoined up with their crew, so it's a whole reunion here. Usopp actually sees what's going on all the way from the top of the Labo phase there, and he's getting emotional because he hasn't seen them in years. So Usopp is welling up with excitement to see them. Edison is super surprised that they even know the giant pirates, but he definitely makes note that the only reason they could be here is because they read the newspaper. You know, the Navy amassed such a huge force that they must have seen it in the newspaper, and clearly they're not on the Navy side, so they've come to help. And Usopp realizes this. You know, they come to the realization that they have the giant pirates on their side. So that's pretty cool to see. Usopp is, I swear, man, Elbaf better be the arc of Usopp. I'm just saying. Meanwhile, we cut away to Lilith and Brooke. They're in the sunny and they're still flying out of control atop these frozen clouds. And Lilith she's just had it up to here with Brooke. They actually tried to get in contact with Brooke. Nami says, "Hey Brooke, where are you?" And Brooke says, "Close, but we won't be able to stop for tea." And Lilith is just like, "Yo, this guy is a friggin' idiot. Give me the transponder." She says, "Yo, this ship is moving out of control, so listen up." From here, we get a short couple of panels of Jinbei floating his way over to Zoro and Rob Lucci, and we know that they sent Jinbei over there to stop them two from fighting. Enter any Zoro jokes you want here, but guys, I'm letting you know now, there's only one outcome for this fight. Anyways, we cut from here to the Zoro and Rob Lucci fight, and they've been going at it for a little while. It definitely seems. We see Rob Lucci's fist clashing with the hockey-clad version of Enma, and they're actually talking crap to each other here. You know, after a couple of no-name attacks, Zoro's saying, "Yo, you're pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie, but I gotta go ahead and wrap this up." And Rob Lucci says, "Listen, only the winner can talk like that. At this point, you're just a burden to your crew because they can't escape, because they can't leave without you. Unless they're willing to cut you off, then there's no way they can leave. So it's pointless." And Zoro's saying, it's almost like, whoa, you're saying you're in control of this fight? Man, Rob Lucci, you're in for it, dog. That's all I can say. You're in for it. right after that, we get a small status check with Vice Admiral Red King of the Marines. That's the dude with a whole bunch of chins. And they're telling him that a bunch of their small ships have been destroyed already, and he's trying to make a decision to go ahead and pull back the smaller vessels and lead with the battleships. But guys, this is just from the pacifistas attacking the Marines. This isn't even the giant pirates doing. This is just the pacifistas. So the Marines, they're getting manhandled right now. The tables have turned in the worst way, and they do not know what to do. From here, we cut to the main crew, right? We see that Luffy has showed up to save the day, and he's shouting out Bonnie. Bonnie, in tears, doesn't even know how to hold herself together. She says, "I've been looking for you this whole time." And Luffy's like, "Wait, what are you talking about? I've been here the whole time." Bonnie says, "Listen, I didn't know you were Nika." And of course, Luffy says, "Listen, I don't know what you're talking about." But the more important thing, what was up with that flimsy behind punch that you tried to throw earlier? I guess Luffy witnessed that whole thing. And she's saying, "Listen, I was aiming for something that you would do. But since you're here now, go ahead and show me how it's done. Knock out Saturn over there, then we can get the hell out of here." And of course, Saturn tries to pipe in and says, "Oh, none of you guys can leave. None of you guys have the right to live." And Luffy goes and does what Luffy does, right? He starts winding up his punch, and Saturn attempts to nullify Luffy or whatever power he is, paralyze him with his glare, and it doesn't even work on Luffy, right? Luffy brushes it off and prepares a gum booming dawn Gatling. Yo, these names are starting to get out of control. This is basically just a Gear 5th version of a gum Gatling, and this man destroys Saturn, sends him flying through all types of buildings. Yo, this man Saturn is just looking crazy right now. Absolutely crazy. We actually see Bonnie and Frankie at Vegapunk's side here, and he's telling them, "Yo, just go on without me. I've been a doctor long enough to know that these injuries that I sustained means that if I move now, I'll definitely die." So death flags ringing above Vegapunk's head right now, but I'm holding out hope to believe that he won't die just like that. But before they can even get into that, this man Kizaru pops up and says, "Yo, you'll be dead either way." This man Kizaru is really holding fast to his mission, and for anybody who thinks that Kizaru is gonna flip, including me, it's looking a little shaky right now, that theory. But we move on. Kizaru actually fires a laser beam at our crew, and Sanji deflects it with a kick. Yo, this man Sanji, finally, let's get it going. Let's do something. I'm rooting for you, Sanji. Don't let me down. And Sanji explains here with his eyebrows flipped over. This man says, "Listen, light cannot hold a candle to love." Everybody else is freaking out, right? Frankie is like, "How do you kick a laser beam?" And Kizaru's like, "Yo, I guess we just gotta toss out everything we know about physics. We just gotta start over from scratch," because they are just blown away that Sanji is able to deflect a laser beam with a kick. But maybe this is Sanji's moment, guys. We just gotta hold out and see. The rest of them decide to escape to the northeast port. They take Vegapunk and they get the hell out of there. Kizaru's fretting a little bit. He's like, "Oh man, this is a drag. They're definitely gonna want me to bring back your heads after all of this." And it's kind of surprising that Kizaru still thinks that can happen. He still thinks it's that easy to happen. But you know what? Maybe he's got something up his sleeve. Maybe he can awaken. Who knows? All we know is that Kizaru is staring down both Gear 5th Luffy and Sanji when he says this. And Sanji tells this man, yo, you better start drafting up an apology letter because that ain't gonna happen. You're not bringing anybody's heads back. We cut from here to Saint Saturn. We see where he landed and he's pulling himself up from the rubble. This man is getting real acquainted with rubble nowadays. This man he looks terrible. Anyways, we get our final couple of panels here, and Oda spares nobody when he introduces these characters into the arc finally, and we're introduced to none other than Katarina Devon and Van Augur. That's right, the Blackbeard Pirates have finally made themselves known on Egghead Island. Katarina Devon walks casually up to Saint Saturn, and she's actually toying with him a bit. She's saying, wow, look, one of the 5 elders graced us with his presence. It's not every day that you see one of you guys. I wonder what kind of power you have. And she goes on to say that, I don't know why you would come down here, but that made our mission a hell of a lot easier. So now this is mission complete. And by touching him on the leg, she says that they've completed their mission and they're ready to go. Yo, guys, get in the comments. Tell me what their mission was. We never saw them at all. They've just been sneaking around Egghead Island in the shadows. Yo, we have no idea what they've done here. And their mission is complete. Oh, man, this cannot be good. Of course, Saturn gets up. He says, what business do you have here? You never really struck me as the type to be a subordinate, so what's your deal, Katarina? And she responds and she says, well, you know, Teach is special. And this is where it gets a little squirrely. Saturn responds and says, as is his lineage. And Devon confirms and says, oh, so you know about that. Guys, what could be Teach's lineage? I can see the theories flying right now. Yo, Teach is a buccaneer. Teach is the son of Zebek. Yo, I see it all. I see it happening. Make sure you guys tell me what Teach's lineage is down in the comments below. But Saturn goes on to ask them, yo, what do you guys really expect to accomplish by pulling all of these stunts? Of course, Van Augur calmly responds, the world. And they decide to get the hell out of there. They warp out of there and they're on their way to make their exit. We cut to them walking through the forest, and this is actually funny here. Devon mentions, yo, like, why are we walking to our ship? Why couldn't you have just warped us any further closer to the ship? And to Van Augur's credit here, he says, yo, I haven't mastered it yet. Relax, I've been the MVP for the whole arc. You can't win them all, bro. To our surprise, Caribou actually pops up out of nowhere. We know that everybody's been wondering where the hell Caribou has been since they've gotten to Egghead Island, right? Where has he been? He's been lurking around. Clearly, it was him that gave Luffy all the food. Caribou finally pops up. He says, yo, I'm a pirate like you, and I've been waiting to meet Blackbeard this whole time. Blackbeard inspired me, and all I've ever dreamt about is being a lackey to Commodore Teach. Please take me with you and introduce me to him. Guys, this is getting wild. This is getting wild because, as we know, Caribou has all the info on the ancient weapons. He knows about Shirahoshi. He knows about the Pluton. Caribou knows, and what we thought was going to be a code red with Kaido now is even worse. It's a code red with Blackbeard. So I can't imagine them taking Caribou to Blackbeard and him not leaving with that kind of information. So it is gonna get pretty wild. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This chapter is over, guys, and there's no break next week. As a matter of fact, next week we get a cover and a color spread. So Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, guys. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so we can talk about this midweek before the next chapter comes out. And guys, you already know what it is. Make sure you staying safe, staying healthy. This is your boy, Seafood That Guy, coming to you live. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.